Very nice shiny Dragapult. Okay, so my opponent does get the Crushing Hammer heads flip. Okay. I mean, you assume, wow, dude, really? This video is sponsored by the Pokemon TCG deck building website PokemonCard.io. Are you looking for sealed product and singles? You can find it all on Channel Fireball. Please use my Tailmon affiliate code when checking out to help support my content. Looking for PTGO codes? Potown Store has all the latest sets and promos, instantly delivered to your email. You can use Tailmon code when checking out for 5% off. If you're from Europe, Millibots Gaming has a wide array of sealed products, singles, and more. You can use Tailmon code when checking out for 5% off. Card Market is Europe's largest online marketplace for Pokemon cards. Whether you're looking for sealed product or singles, vintage or the latest sets, just follow the link in the description to find what you need. Want to show off your love for Tablemon? Check out my 2021 merch. These new hoodies and shirts are available on Amazon. Click on the link in the description to get yours. Hello everyone and welcome back to a brand new day here, a brand new video rather, here at Tailmon channel. Thanks so much for tuning in. We're going to be playing with another unexpected champion deck. Pikrun, played by Gustavo Fring, ended up winning the Sunday Open from the 28th of March, which is really impressive given how Shifu is definitely a big part of the metagame now. Obviously we have Mewtwo to deal with that potentially. However, he ended up winning without power plants, and I'm really surprised because, without any stadiums, because I'm real surprised since power plant seems to be the more popular stadium choice lately. But hey, other than that, it's good old PIKAROM, Bolton using Electrify to power up either PIKAROM for Full Blitz, Raichu for Tandem Shock, or Mewtwo, so I have the versatility with perfection to use both. Since we do have the energies, we have item lock possibilities with Pikavolt, we have Coco to help us with the energy attachments with Dance of the Ancients, we have our energy denial package in the Crushing Hammer and the Yell Grunts, we have our single copy of Tack Switch, which I'm still not a fan of, but everyone's using that now, so it is what it is. I'd rather have two copies. Since Mewtwo is now a little bit, since the dependence on Mewtwo is a little bit more important now, there's 4 Quick Balls, 2 Cherish Ball, 1 Radar. It used to be 2 Radars, but I definitely like this change. And then we have the 10-4 energy split. You could easily play at least 1 KXL by dropping the speed energy. I would love to see 2 of them by dropping Vikavolt and the speed energy, but I would also love to see Big Charm to protect Mewtwo from Eternatus, but you can't have it all, right? If this deck could play like 62 cards, not 72, 62 cards, then it would be just right, right? Just right. But hey, we'll take it. Actually, probably 65 would be ideal. That way you could fit the second Tack Switch, the 2 stadiums, and the 2 big charms without sacrificing anything else, or maybe 64, right? Because Vikavolt's definitely not as important, I would say. But we'll see, yeah? We'll see what we are up against. And like, the Tack Switch especially, I feel like it's now more important than ever because Mewtwo is more prominent, therefore powering up a Mewtwo out of the blue is cool, but with only 1 Tack Switch, how reliably can you actually do that? I'm not super sure. But anyways, we're gonna be up against potential Station deck, potential Mill deck. That pretty much confirms ADP, right? Pretty much confirms ADP, so energy denial and paralysis will be very, very important. There's the ADP, the alternate art ADP nonetheless. Alrighty. Alrighty. So we see the Mowile, not gonna impact us at all right here, which is nice. Blind Mowile on turn 1 is just like the least strategic thing ever, but it's what people love to do, right? Up to them. Alright. And we just see an Intrepid Sword, alright. So pretty standard so far. Pretty standard so far, I would say. So I'm gonna power up there, and then I have the perfect chance to discard both Pikrun and Raichu. Right here, Raichu is actually the more important Pokemon right now to get the paralysis off as quickly as possible. So I will discard both, and we saw that Coco is available as well, so that's good. And we can just find our other Mewtwo. This is perfect because I've been able to set up so far. I haven't been able to find Crushing Hammers. I actually priced 2 of them. So they probably won't come into play, but I've been able to set up and I haven't established any Detenes, any Crobats, anything, right? So obviously this deck should be playing Rusted Sword, but who knows? Usually it's like just one copy, it's not guaranteed to find it, so I think I'm fancying my chances. I am fancying my chances. Alright, so we see a Great Catcher, that's fair. Probably gonna be on the energy-less Mewtwo, indeed. And did discard Research, so my opponent is planning on digging through the deck a little bit more, right? Which is understandable. With 6 switching cards in the deck, I'm not super afraid, and the attack switch, right? The attack switch is also an out to attack it. It wouldn't allow me to paralyze, but it is what it is. 1 Metal Saucer was lost right there. That's really good news. And if my opponent has to attach the Air Balloon, then that's one less thing we have to worry about with the Rusted Sword. Alright, so there's the Altered Creation. That's fine. So I top deck the switch. That is actually even more perfect. So I think I should go for the paralysis, like Marnie plus paralysis, especially now that they not wasted, but that they used up a switch. Seems really, really good to me right here. So we're gonna go Marnie plus paralysis, see what else we get. And this is even stronger, right? Because my opponent doesn't have access to a boss KO. Right, so that's also really, really good. I'm gonna go ahead and use Coco now because why not? Right, why not? Get it? Why not? I mean, this is less safe because of the Rusted Sword, but it's as best as it's as good as it's gonna get with this list, right? Didn't find any Crushing Hammers. Would have been nice to find one, right? Even if it's tails, like just having access to it, or the Yell Grunt next turn, perhaps. We'll see. We shall see. But so far so good. And then if I can next turn, if I can get the KO with Full Blitz, then that's going to be really awesome as well. We don't know still if my opponent has Rusted Sword or not. We actually don't know if there's Rusted Sword axes or not. There is a switch right off the Marnie. 2 switches down. Doesn't attach to the ADP though, so that's really good. Alright. So now my plan is definitely just switch attack with Boltund, right? And take this KO. I think that works. I think that absolutely works here. We do find a Crushing Hammer, so I would actually rather the Station not attack next turn. So if I flip heads, I'm actually gonna remove the energy from Station because ADP attacking doesn't help my opponent. Right? I whiffed energy attachment, which is never ideal, but getting this KO is actually pretty important here. Well, not pretty important, but pretty decent, right? Yeah, I don't mind the 8. Well, obviously I don't like it, but it's not the end of the world if ADP attacks, because I might be able to set up a board where there's enough energies to where Boltund can actually KO a Station. Right through a Full Blitz. So we see the Saucer. It would be lovely to see an energy switch. We just see the Spinner though, that's fine. So my opponent whiffed majorly, but that's what we planned for, right? That's exactly what we planned for with the paralysis, with the Mewtwo. My opponent very smartly not benching anything else, so recognizing that that's probably how he's going to be able to pull this off. He does boss the Mewtwo, which doesn't really impact anything, right? Doesn't really impact anything. Alright, so does get to attach. I do draw energies. So let's do this. Wow, that's very lucky. that's 2 out of 2 heads, right? So I can combine that with the grunt, I can do this, and then I can go ahead and full blitz, take the KO, power up the bench Mew3, and then I threaten with Tack Bolt on this Mew3 in case my opponent benches anything else with just 1 more attachment, or there's, in case, like worst case scenario, my Mewtwo gets KO'd, worst case scenario for me, right? Mewtwo gets KO'd, and then I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 energies in play. Even with the 7, that's enough to knock out Station in 1 hit with Voltant, so this game is as good as done. Very nice, right? Drawing pretty well. Drawing pretty well with PIKAROM. Good old reliable PIKAROM. I have like a love-hate relationship with PIKAROM. Every time I showcase it, it's like it's really powerful, but then every time I've tried to use it at a tournament, it won't respond. I won't get these sort of like really good games, really good starts. Just get crappy hands, get crushed very quickly. Never win the coin flip, etc. I haven't been doing well at all in online tournaments and just keep bubbling the limitless ones. But yeah, overall I really like PIKAROM. It got me quite a good amount of CP and money when it first came out, so I'm very thankful to PIKAROM, right, overall. And this is a fairly good start, right? This is a fairly good start. And we're up against an Empoleon in the active, which is weak to lightning, which is always nice to see. Empoleon and this, yeah, so we are up against Shifu VMAX, right? So prioritizing Mewtwo, definitely important. Oh, it's Dragapult Shifu, so that's a problem because this deck should be playing Power Plants, right? And it covers both weaknesses. So that's quite problematic. Okay, no attachment, however, does make the Dragapult way less threatening, right? Versus the Urshifu. So with that in mind, I'm gonna go ahead and do this. I don't want to Marnie my opponent, right? Definitely don't want to Marnie my opponent. So I'm gonna grab these two. And I'm gonna go quick pull both of them for 1 Mewtwo and 1 Dedenne. You know what? I'm gonna bench 1 PIKAROM. I am going to bench 1 PIKAROM. Yeah, Dedenne. Okay. I thought I was like confusing myself right there. Alright. So the issue is Power Plant, right? If Power Plant gets into play, then we are done for, basically, with the Mewtwo strategy. So really, like, Urshifu, Dragapult is definitely a common deck. They do play Power Plants. I don't understand how you are able to go through so many rounds without Power Plant, but hey. So Empoleon V does stop Cocoa Prism. That's important to note. That is very important to note. Very nice shiny Dragapult. Okay, so my opponent does get the Crushing Hammer head flip. Okay. I mean, you assume, wow, dude, really? Wow, dude, all the skill. Absolutely all the skill right there. All of it. All of it right there. Into my energy whiff. Perfect. Perfect, Rooney. Right. So hopefully the game is fair and I'm able to return the favor with this Crushing Hammers, right? If you've been a long-time Tailmon viewer, we all know what's going to happen. We all absolutely know what's going to happen. That doesn't mean we're not gonna try though. Alright, setting stage for one card. What is that one card? Quick ball. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. Oh, okay. Like, that makes no sense. Well, I mean, whatever. He could have just grabbed Crobat and used Crobat anyways. Alright, so we're in trouble here. So the fan doesn't end up mattering, right? I really hope my opponent gets this KO. Oh. Alright, well, I tried. How do you go so many rounds without counter stadiums in this deck? I have absolutely no idea. I definitely don't think you can afford not to play any stadium at all in this deck, because that right there just ended the game. If I had powered up PIKAROM, then their Shifu is a threat. And then without that, then you just immediately lose. So how on earth do you win? I mean, you just dodge the matchups, I guess. You just dodge the power plants. It's that simple, right? Taking a look at this, this opponent actually played against one Shifu Dragapult that did not have power plants, right? And yeah, like, he played against power plant Eternatus deck that he somehow beat, and that's where Crushing Hammers, right? I don't know. Well, you don't need power. You're not as affected with power plant against Eternatus, but I don't know. That's just, it's such a high roll, dude. It's such a high roll. You can't not play at least one. You know, give yourself a chance. Give yourself a chance for. All right. Whatever. On to the next game. That triple, like the triple Crushing Hammerheads into my opponent's sequencing was very questionable, though, for sure. Absolutely very questionable. Not gonna happen with our Crushing Hammerheads, right? I mean, I guess I'll Dede change, right? Because I want Boltund. A lot of energy already lost, but it is what it is. And still no Boltund. One more try. Alright, there's the Boltund. So I guess we're not using Mewtwo this game. I guess we are not using Mewtwo this game. Alright. So the plan now is full blitz into paralysis. Not much else to do right here. Or full blitz into attack bolts plus energy denial. That also works. Right, that is also a potential plan. So there's the VMAX. Like, we got what we wanted, which is the Boltund power up, but it was not on the Pokemon we wanted, and we lost 4 energy along the way. So, not ideal. Absolutely not ideal. Alright. So yeah. It's not gonna whiff right here, right? Definitely not gonna whiff. Or he might. I would actually rather him take the KO. Yeah. He does get the KO, that's fine. More than enough. Rose. What? Level Quick Ball, Pokemon. Why would you play Level Ball in this? Does Weezing have 90 HP? No, right? Level Ball doesn't make sense in this, but hey. Who's keeping track? Alright. If I can power up a Mewtwo, that would be fantastic. So I'm gonna go ahead and Marnie right here. I will be able to power up a Mewtwo, that's nice. What's not so nice, however, is that I only have 2 energies. in the deck. Right, 2 basic energies. Therefore, like the ideal plan would be to power up Mewtwo, right? And he KOs my Pikrun, and then I go Yell Grunt the bench the Eternatus, KO this Eternatus. And that gives me a fighting chance. However, if I have to go after the energy, then it's gonna come down to stamp to 1, right? And this stupid wheezing turns off my Mewtwo's ability, so that's also not great. That is also not great, but we'll deal with that when we get to it, right? Oof. EX, be sure. Oh wait, there's no basic energy, so that's fine. What? My opponent chooses not to attach the energy to the Eternatus. So now there's no pressure for me to Yell Grunt. My tools do work, but there's a state, right? So Crobat has free retreat. Okay, so is there even anything I can say? No. I should just research, right? Just research. Stamp plus energy would be ideal. Not quite. No stamp for Pablo. So we're just gonna straight up tackle. I do have boss, right? I do have boss, and I do have the potential paralysis. My opponent has to choose discards. That's fair. So Crushing Hammer is a very useful card. The energy is potentially useful, and the reset stamp is exceptional. Especially with the double boss. Alright, there's the VMAX. Alright, I think my plan... Well, I can't one-shot this though. I can't even two-shot the Eternatus VMAX. That really sucks. But my opponent's just not investing into the VMAX. My opponent's just not caring about the VMAX for whatever reason. So how do I do this? Okay, so we're poisoned, right? If I flip heads, that would be nice. Alright. So I do flip heads. So I think now my plan is... Oh, there's no abilities. Okay, so I should go boss, KO Spiritomb. Yeah. It's boss KO Spiritomb with the stamp to 1. And now I have abilities, so now I can do this. Right, now I do have abilities, so now I can do that. And I can bench the Boltund, I can attach energy. And I have the energy I need right there. I'm gonna burn the Cherish Ball, because it's useless now. And then next turn, I have KO with Boltund on a Crobat. And that's as good as it gets, right? I'm gonna Full Blitz just to check my deck again, even though it doesn't really matter. I won't attach energy, so that might tell my opponent, ooh, he doesn't have anything. I still have a chance. When in reality, I have win in hand. When in reality, I have win in hand. Severe poison, and that's gonna be the game. I'll KO the Sableye because Sableye wanted to do nasty stuff to my Mewtwo, but they won't be able to. Nice. Oh, wow. So 2 games in a row, or was it 3 games in a row that I priced 2 Crushing Hammers? I think it was 3 games in a row that I priced Crushing Hammers. I'm not super sure, but I think it was. Whatever. Nice list. I would definitely add Chaotic Swallow. Power Plant is just way too common right now in the meta game. So my changes for that would be this and this for 2 swells. I think I would absolutely want to swell in this. Absolutely would want to swell this. Yeah. Thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to leave a like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Props to Gustavo Frank for winning the Sunday Open. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye.